Many mamma was saying, I'm Kwaba. Sincerely speaking, one politician or Ghana Memuhan, who I am a mobile pay, His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I didn't see an American, sir. Always say, Emlana or Mobabetu or Mo Abano. In same be the opponents, no, or Mo Ekaya, Edefane, who now Omo Casano Mundim say Abano Munya or Mumbelusu, but Omo Mabi say, Beko go there, Enko Kona. So mukura nya omuma Bawumia o nya abano to mo kan se bebre edi gu ne hufi e don wan kasa nso no from 2017 ebesi 2024 economic management team na woda no ne modembo anso Ghana fo eni edisade no ebekun atia no enna ne opponents ne nso esan betro saade no mu enchene wacha sensem bia onabo Kennedy Japan brana chiampomo akeka ye edefa ne ho no calendar as I'm speaking no ye to abano ewie ye no krofo ahya ase use those things against him. Obi Biala Obeka will say His Excellency, the former Vice President, 2028 is going to be simple for him. No, Minya, now what that na nina emame cancer who am in Mobono, and say, while when it say about one walk on possibility, say, ube lusono, about 70%. And so, the car, ube tria a car, ube bo, 2024, a cowboy, your primary, a cowboy, 2028 again. Obi saying so aboka. Na se wanya minua hedie ene besi na ne eye mahometimpo ene se tamwa ebianka osan ba obenya no MPP fo be kan se omo atry no for so long enunti omo emfa no ma but ebimpo anka sayiye no ena anka ebia obenwene wachi ase eni sisi ye die ya se emre ene enkrabia ene ebechire se His Excellency the former Vice President obetumi aye omampanyi wo Ghana ha na se ontumi enye omampanyi minua ma ye hwesa videos nyensa we na sem yi amekan obetim ase nsebia nkrofo ahya ase eka edia for Bawumia any NPP political party no na minua utie sansem we nyina ewia eho na obehu se Bawumia se de me kan se oye memobo no onso obeji atumusa mema mekasa enye tintin yenko na yenko he videos no na he videos no nyina ewia na comment section ho na onso wa kire wa bin like video yi mame unya subscribe yen so na wa subscribe share ma wonu bi no no nso onya bi ehwe beda wase yenko na yenko he videos no.
NDC government, they are doing so well. They are doing so well that sometimes when I talk with, I speak with some of the NPP communicators now, they confirm to me that they are doing well. And it is giving them sometimes it's going on air. Me say omunya problems sometimes. I speak with some of them. Me need be break kasa. That is what they share with me. Because listen, inflation ye kan ho asem de bia. 21.4% just a year to 5.4%. It is not easy. Jamaica what I say. A very serious. Food inflation from 21.1% to 6.6%. It is not easy. NDC has done well. A foreign reserves from 10 billion 2016 was at 9 billion. 8 good years it was 10 billion. Just 1 billion was added, but this government has used 1 year to add 2 billion to it. So the foreign reserves from 10 billion to 12 billion. This government has done well. You understand? They have done well. You talk about fuel prices. Today, fuel prices, and it is all over the place that fuel prices has come down. 15%. Transportation above from 15%. Transportation has been slashed by 15%. Now, meno can say pre-mixed fuel. Ya slash pre-mixed fuel. So ya slash so by 16%. The might of lawyer Edudzi Tamakloe. So sometimes in me one man na me bisa me say, boss, be with me. Me one me bisa me say, it's better than the NPP team power. Because this country, the election in night. how can they come to power? Say, when you say yeah, if you're stagnant, and I say NDC Koshemukina, how can you come to power? I'm must to say this country Abambia man spending 4 years that they go for 8 years.
And it's important that you put this in perspective. Look, let me just say that I respect my opponents. And even in my practice as a law, I never underestimate my opponents in any matter that I deal with. So I respect Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for he being the candidate of the MPP. We in the NDC are not going to be complacent. And we strongly believe that a simple antidote to the Bawumia candidature is a well-performing economy. Because, if you recall, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo framed Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in the minds of Ghanaian voters. In his famous Sidino Aye Hata Hata. And for that matter, he needed a candidate called Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with his economic prowess to help resolve the economic
challenges.
He was
doing well until COVID, Russia, Ukraine.
Calm down. Currently, there are global instabilities. So it is not just the case. And in fact, in the words of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, how come that the NDC government complain about global destiny when there is Ivory Coast? So it doesn't lie in his mouth to rely on global issues today. But most importantly, and I want to conclude on this, is the fact that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as the chair of the economic management team, saw a situation where inflation went to 54%. And at the time when inflation got to 54%, only 2 countries were worse than Ghana, South Sudan and Zimbabwe. That is a demonstrable track record. Do you know that when inflation went to 54%, do you know that, Roland, 830,000 Ghanaians became poor? You may ask, by Edudzi, are you not exaggerating that this X number of persons became poor simply because inflation went to? My authority for this proposition is a publication by the Ghana Statistical Service. And let me reference it, where it says that the number of persons who had become poor by reason of inflation getting to that number. Let me see if I can pull the data for you. Yes.
Did you wrap up for me?
Yes, I'm wrapping up.
You seem to be Haimo, you're milking this.
Ghana
Please
Web.
end for me.
Ghana Web. 850,000 Ghanaians shoved into poverty due to high government debt and high inflation, unquote. And so when Dr. Bawumia was the chair of the economic mismanagement team, 850,000 Ghanaians became poorer. In fact, poor. How is he going to explain that data today? How is he going to explain the lower inflation that we have today? What will be his alternative? What will be his alternative to the better management of the Ghana city today? It cannot be highfalutin. It cannot be voodoo economics. People want to see the reality in terms of the number.
We are all politicians. You understand? Some of us also do partisan politics. Every Ghanaian is a politician. Some of us do partisan politics. Now, for those of us who are doing partisan politics, we have other interests also apart from Ghana. But the ultimate interest has to be Ghana. So you can't say that because you're a delegate or MPP, when you are going to choose somebody who is going to be president of Ghana, you understand? Somebody who potentially can be president of Ghana, then your ultimate consideration ought not to be what's in the best interest of Ghana. You understand? And it's because of their inability to see politics or to be driven. Their politics to be driven by a Ghanaian interest. And that's why they can wage the kind of campaign they wage. For me, as a Ghanaian and also as a EP man, then it tells me that, listen, beyond me wanting our candidates to become president, it is also in my personal interest as a Ghanaian, and it's in our collective interest as Ghanaians, that we do not allow a candidate, that the MPP themselves, have told us is a liar. The NPP themselves have told us that he is the person that indeed the salary rise that we were alleging against him is indeed true. We should not allow a candidate who the NPP are telling us that was in charge of the PDS scandal. And you see, let's take the PDS scandal. You take one of the biggest companies in Ghana, ECG, a company owned by Ghana, and they tried to sell this company to some individuals without due process. You understand? Please don't do this. The DPP, in fact, Ken's team, my brother's team, told us that His Excellency Dr. Bawumia is autistic. They said it. They use very vile words. But in their, I'm coming. In their campaign,
himself didn't say anything.
NDC members won't do that.
I'm telling you that the NPP as a political party is going to sponsor His Excellency Dr. Bawumia. You understand? They held a contest to decide who to choose. You understand?
For the national election.
For the national election. Now, and because of what was at stake, they ought to have the interest of Ghana at heart. And yet, because of the Machiavellian culture in their party, because of the negative, vile, familiar spirit culture in their party, the party allowed for a very dirty, vile campaign to occur. And within this campaign, they've told us that the person that they've chosen to sponsor has a certain 16 cents. They've told us that he has set characteristics which does not make him fit.
16 cents.
So it means that he has to go for repentance.
So you see, it's not about I'm not belaboring the point. So the point is that I have my brother here telling me today now that in spite of the 16 cents they told us, in spite of they telling us that His Excellency Dr. Bawumia is a liar, you understand? In spite of they telling us that he is autistic. You understand? Beyond all the negative things they told us that the salary rise was in charge.
Just a campaign.
It's not just, but I'm surprised that just you are choosing somebody you are going to give.
It's just a campaign.
It cannot just be a campaign. Listen. You are choosing somebody. I beg you. You are choosing somebody to give that person executive powers. It can't just be a campaign. You are choosing someone that potentially you are going to give executive powers and say it's just a campain. If you treat as internal what? When the person you are going to choose is going to be
but the fact is that they know him better than us.
People have said worse.
Listen. Whether they've said worse, whether they said worse or not.
Somebody don't even say that before. Show all the gold in there.
Listen. I love to speak. Whether people have said worse, listen. Whether people have said worse or not, you just inform me.
Let me a quick remark to some of the things.
Let me finish. I'm not finished.
You have a minute.
You see, you take politics. You think it's a game. You have Ghanaians, you understand, who can't find viable health systems. Right? We have Ghanaians who are so poor that they can't even get one decent meal to eat. Okay. We have a system where we don't have very good health care. I think this is a game. At the end of the day, this is a contest that is going to choose somebody that can potentially become president of Ghana. It's not a game. Now their party who wants to sponsor him is telling us. They are telling us that this man is a liar. They are telling us that he has autism. They are telling us that he is in charge of the PDS scandal. And so for me, foremost as a Ghanaian, it tells me that foremost as a Ghanaian, it tells me that there's somebody that we should not place our policy. No, it tells us that.